Oh, on a giant field like this, we're probably gonna spar. What's he planning to do out here? I really want to know who he called to. Ah, there you are. Are you all ready to begin? Or maybe we're gonna spar with someone else? Indeed I am! Never expected to wear this uniform again, though, especially not so soon. Is this Sid? I'd almost think you enjoy messing with people. I'm not doing it to bully you. You know as well as I do your usual work clothes aren't well suited for this kind of thing. Ah, that's Colonel Richard. You're Colonel Richard! I sometimes forget this guy exists in the Sky universe. Like, after the first game, I remember him, obviously, but I'm like, oh yeah, Richard's in the game. I realize this may sound like a silly coming from a man wearing this uniform, but I'm no longer a colonel, young lady. Sorry. So, Mr. Richard, then, or Alan. You can call me whatever you wish, though no need for Mr. Meanwhile, I believe you are Anelace's senior bracer with the guild. You know me? I'm not the former commander of the intelligence division for nothing. I know about all the bracers in this country. I see. But how did you end up being here? Actually, Richard was who I was meeting just before I spoke with you. Really? In short, I decided to start up a new research company as a civilian. So while I may not be part of the army anymore, I could definitely see myself continuing to need to work with it in the future. So I decided to come here in order to discuss the matter with Cassius in the hopes of maintaining a good relationship between us in the future. Ah, I get it now. Wait, is the person you mentioned earlier... That's right. I want the two of you to fight one another. Alright, close enough. I thought we were gonna fight Cassius, but we're fighting someone. Wait a second. This is all a bit sudden, isn't it? Especially if I'm gonna be fighting the famous Colonel Richard. Is that so? You don't want to know the answer to the question you asked me earlier, then? I believe any doubts you have towards swordsmanship can only be dispelled through using it. Focus not on whether you win or lose, but on pouring all you have into the battle. You should find the answers you seek. I take it by that dialogue I don't need to win, like the Mueller and Julia fight. Alright then. I'm not sure I'll make much of an opponent, but I'll do what I can. It's not every day one has the chance to test their skills against a relative of the 8 Leaves School's founder. I'm eager to see what you can do. Begin! Oh, Silver Will. Oh, thanks for the max. Oh, they give you predetermined quartz like with Julia. It'd be really risky to do this right now. I'm not gonna do what's it called? Pedal dance yet. How much do you have? 14k? Items? I have 2 tier bombs. I gotta save my EP for healing though. Oh, that does nothing. Of course.
You're clever. Die with honor.
It doesn't do like a stupid amount. How much does... Every element is the same. How much does this do? More than a normal attack. Calm down. It's a little risky, but I am gonna probably do this. I need all the damage I can get.
Be gone.
Be gone. Alright, we're fine. Just don't use that S-Craft again, because if you do, I'm screwed. Ow. Now I should heal up. I'm actually going to use a Tira Bomb here. Alright, that brings you down to half. Nice. My defense is still lowered, which is very scary. I wish I could just get 2 turns when I felt like it. Yeah. This is a tier all moment. I do so little damage with normal attacks, and I only have so much EP. The same thing happened with Mueller and Julia, where I just ran out of items and ran out of crap or arc points. Wish they would give you like 1 EP charge at least. At this point, I'm waiting for another piercing wave. That's how I'm winning this. As long as you don't use your S-Craft again, we're fine. Richard's S-Craft is a little basic. It's pretty cool. It's not like the best one, but I mean the blood is kind of neat. I like the blood effect. It's not like a high. It's probably like a mid-tier one. It's like not terrible. It's not like that basic. I mean I get what you're saying, but I mean it looks nice. I should still have 1 more of these. No, I don't. Yeah, this is like where I'm like stuck in a hole.
Here I go.
Good 500. Yeah, we're done. There's no way. I hate those fights because they don't give you any, like, if they gave me 1 EP charge, I'd be completely fine with it, because once you're out of EP, it's just like, oh, you're screwed. I should have known I'd stand no chance. I'm amazed by just how well you did the fight, though. Alright, the victor is decided. Sheathe your blades. There was less of a chance of winning the Mueller-Julia one. We did so much better with that one. I was hoping we would win, but, I mean, I'm not going to reload because I don't know when I last saved. So, Anelace, how did the swordsmanship appear to you? Well, he fights using the 8 Leaves School's 5th form, Morning Moon. He's made a few changes to the standard form, but it's largely a style based around sword drawing techniques. Well, okay, I noticed a bit more than just technical details like that. What did you notice? One thing I realized while fighting him, Richard swings his sword as if perfectly synchronized to my breathing. The second I go on the offense, he reacts without fail. In that sense, it feels like his swordsmanship is much more defensive than offense, I suppose. That defensive stance matches perfectly with the form it uses in combat, and the result is very natural, very powerful swordsmanship. Oh. What I can't work out is why you're so focused on fighting defensively to begin with. I mean, I assume it's because you want to protect something, but what? Anelace. Yeah. I wield a sword for but one single reason. That reason is to protect this country. Everyone has at least something that they wish to protect in this world. Perhaps that's a person, such as their family or loved ones. Perhaps it's a belief or ideology that they hold dear. And just as the things we seek to protect are different, so too are the ways we choose to do it. In my case, the way I choose to protect what I care about just happens to perfectly suit the defensive swordsmanship you noticed. Although, I can only imagine how comical it must sound to hear a criminal who threatened this nation talk about wanting to protect it. Well, not really. Richard, you... Please don't say anything, General. Her Majesty may have chosen to pardon me for what I did, but that doesn't make those crimes simply disappear. Still, just as your desire to protect Liberal remained even after leaving the army, I can't completely turn my back on mine. It was so that I can do so that I've resolved to leave the army even... It was. You see, Anelace, to me, one's position in life is just a means to an end. A way in which to achieve whatever you wish to do. I think that's true for one's choice of weapon as well, wouldn't you agree? Well, what's important isn't what weapon you chose, but what you use it to do. What inspires you to take it up and use it to fight. The reason I chose to put my sword aside and take up a staff is those feelings had changed, that's all. So Anelace, any more thoughts? I should just use my sword in the way that best fits me to do what I want. That's what you're trying to say, right? Sure is, you beat me to it. Your Master Kafai's granddaughter, alright? Very quick to catch on to things. I'm just as quick at forgetting things too. But I finally get where you're coming from. Really? I'm happy to hear that. Did I ask you to pass my answer on to Master Kafai then? Consider it done. I'm sure he'll understand. I feel I've learned a lot today from having the opportunity to face off against you. I do hope I'll have the chance again one day. So do I. You'll both have to make sure you don't neglect your training then. Of course, I wouldn't dream of giving it any less than 100%. Really? Sounds like that was quite the fruitful experience. It sure was. I'm guessing this was Poppy's plan all along. He knew exactly what would happen if I went to ask Cassius what I did, and that's why he asked. I must have sounded a little unsure of myself in the last letter I wrote him. I see, like master, like pupil. Incidentally, while I hate to spring this on you before you've even had the chance to settle back in, a lot of work built up while you were away. There's even a request from the mayor too, so I really need you to get right on all of it. If anything, you should be grateful. All this work will give you a chance to refine your skills with that new mindset of yours, won't it? That's one way of looking at it for sure. So, Poppy, well, I bet you knew all along it looks like Cassius has no intention of taking up the way of the sword ever again. But thanks to seeing him, I ended up being given the chance to re-examine my own swordsmanship. Up until now, I thought it was all about getting stronger or faster, things like that. But now I finally realized that's what's far more important than either of those things is why you take up your sword in the first place, your feelings. I feel like I finally understand why I was never able to defeat you, no matter how many times we fought. I might not be the best student in the world, but I'll keep giving my training all I've got. Love, Anelace. That was a nice door. Probably like my second favorite door. It really depends because I really like the one with Tita and Agate, but the Tita one, but we didn't see part 2 yet. It was a good setup, but that's up there as one of the best doors in the game. Back to Hermit's Garden. I need to see part 2 of the first moon door to be like, oh, how highly would I think of that one later, like after part 2. But based on part 1, I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. Invisible bow? No point in buying Reese's weapon. We got Joshua a weapon recently. Oh, he already has a good weapon. Anelace might. Yeah, this is Anelace's. Do I want to go do Chloe's door, or do I want to explore more of the Fort Plain? I think I want to do Chloe's door. Wait. This is more at ATS. ATS is more important for Chloe. Probably gonna go do Chloe's door. Bring me to the girl. Okay, this is the Tita door we did first part. I guess we have to come back here for part 2 when we have Agate, maybe. Because I doubt it's just another door entirely. This is probably Sherazard. We can try that later. This is Chloe. This is... we did this. No, this is Stella and Joshua, probably, most likely. We did Julia and Mueller. We did 100 battles. We did that one already. This is... we did this one too, the banquet, which was Joshua and Chloe. We did this one with Zin and Kilika. And an Anelace. So we did all the star doors. We can't do Sun Door 3 because it's Estelle. Oh no, this is Estelle. This is Zin. We did this one. This was the arena. And this was the Bobcat. So we can't do 2, is what I meant. So assuming this one's Shara, we can do 2 doors right now. I'm going to do this one because I have Chloe right now. I'll probably try Moon Door 2 when I'm, like, using Shara. To see if it even is Shara. I don't know who else it would be. Although I think I asked chat and someone confirmed that it was Sherazard. Bring to me the darling of pure white radiance and proof of her scholarship. So apparently you could redo doors? I didn't know you could redo doors. I'll probably redo that fight on my own time, maybe, if I get time to. If it's as simple as, like, hey, you can redo doors, then, I mean, I don't see why not to redo it. Because I can skip through the dialogue. You can, like, hold O and make it go very fast. I didn't know you can redo doors. Spring came. But it took far more time doing so than the average year. One by one, the magnolia flowers began to show their faces to the world as if reluctant to let their long slumber end. And with the changing of the seasons, a brand new student of the infamous Genis Royal Academy set foot into the grounds, slightly later than her peers. Oh, is this like Chloe's first day at Genis? Well, here I am. Deep breath. I don't know why I just said deep breath there. Okay, I can do this. Mysterious boy. Oh, so that's our famous transfer student, huh? Oh, is that Sieg? A hawk? Nah, seems more like a falcon. Your hair looks really familiar. I'd sworn to myself that I would stop relying on other people. I'd had enough of being restricted in how to live. I'd had enough of following the rails laid out for me by other people. I was gonna put my own 2 feet on the ground and start living my own life by myself. That was my resolve, and I intended to abide by it. But somewhere in my heart, I had already realized that resolve of mine was nothing more than an excuse. Social studies classroom, first year joint class. This is a long one? That's fine, because I have like, still have over an hour in the stream. If it takes the rest of the stream, it takes the rest of the stream, that's fine. Settle down, settle down. I've got someone to introduce to you all. This is our new transfer student, Chloe Rins. At the very worst, if it takes as long as, because I have plans today, so I cannot go over 3 hours. If it does take that long, I can always like end midway and then catch up next time. She's gonna be studying, social studies apparently. You'll be with me then. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to the class? Of course. My name's Chloe Rins, and starting today, I will be a first-year student at this academy. I've been looking forward to beginning my life at this wonderful academy for some time, so I'm truly delighted to be here. It's an honor to be able to count myself among your number. I'm still an inexperienced child in many ways, so I fear I may cause you all the trouble in the coming days and weeks. But I intend to work as hard as I can for the betterment of myself, my class, and my school, so I do hope we can all get along. I sure wasn't expecting a transfer student at this time of year. I wonder if she's from a rich family or something. She sure sounds stuffy, so it would fit. She's obviously got some kind of special circumstances to be enrolling in May. Excuse me, but can I ask you a question? Where do you live? You're from Liberal, right? Yes, I'm from Grand Cell. Do you have any hobbies? Ah, not especially. What, for reals? It's kind of boring. Still, no matter how much I think about it, nothing comes to mind. I suppose I could say making sweets, but I don't feel like I do that enough for it to qualify as a hobby. Isn't the entrance exam for transfer students supposed to be crazy hard? You must be really smart to be able to pass it. Harder than the one the rest of us took. No way, that was nuts as it was. You must be quite smart. Okay, class, that's enough. I'm sure you must have all the things you want to ask our new student, but they can wait until after class. Go and take a seat, Chloe. Ah, yes, ma'am. Alright then, time to get started with our lesson. If you would, open your textbooks to page 3, or page 23, I think that said. A mysterious transfer student. Now there's a surefire recipe for catching my interest.